I created a course earlier this year for one of the biggest meditation platforms out there, and over 1,000 people have taken it so far. And I want to share with you what I have learned from this whole experience and from people's messages, private messages to me, and their public reviews after taking the course. Because this topic proved to be so much bigger and more important than what I initially thought it would be. And if you don't know it, my name is Kinga, and I guide self-aware feelers from a state of survival, what I also call contraction, to expansion, mentally, emotionally, and physically, through somatic trauma release, nervous system healing, and transformative guided meditations. And I believe one of the most powerful shifts we can ever make is learning to live with less judgment toward ourselves and towards others. I know it sounds simple, but it does change everything. So I created this course, I published it on Insight Timer. You can still find it under the title, Create a Judgment-Free Life, both for yourself and those around you. Because I noticed how often our nervous system moves into protection, like when you're comparing or criticizing or just shutting down, instead of this freedom, the openness and the curiosity. And then this pattern can quietly shape the way we experience everything, our relationships, our work, even this inner dialogue that we constantly have with ourselves. And over 1,000 people have taken this course now, and I want to share what they said because their words truly capture something special about what happens when we soften judgment and expand our awareness. So when I first designed this course, my intention wasn't to have people, be nicer or whatever. It was to help them understand what judgment really is. I think it's a sign that the nervous system doesn't feel safe, and it kind of contracts, and the whole body contracts, and our energy contracts as well. So when the body is in a state of contraction, judgment becomes a way to control or protect. But when we regulate, when our nervous system relaxes, curiosity naturally replaces criticism. And that's what this course teaches you through short daily reflections, guided meditations. It's about shifting from defense to openness, from contraction to expansion, from what's wrong to what's possible, from what I need to fix about myself to, okay, now I can understand myself. And let me read you a few reflections from the people who have taken the course. Alison wrote, definitely one of my best Insight Timer courses. I feel I learned so much and will revisit it again and again to gain more freedom, space, and acceptance in my life. Exactly what I told you about this course is good for. And then Hilda also wrote, I love this course. It came exactly at the right time. It helped me become more aware and change positively. I recommend it to everyone, even when you don't think that you judge regularly. Because the truth is, most of us don't think that we do, but we still do. And Teresa shared that each day I felt lighter and less tense. I can already see myself noticing more and shifting from criticism to curiosity and compassion for others and for myself. And I remember when I was reading this, I was just sitting there smiling for a while. Because that's exactly what I created this course for, for that inner softening that allows this expansion that I keep talking about. And when we talk about letting go of judgment, we're not talking about pretending to be positive all the time. We are talking about nervous system regulation. Because as I said, judgment is a protection reflex, the brain's way of saying, I don't feel safe. But when we learn to feel safe in our body, we automatically become more open, empathetic, and present. That's why this course blends neuroscience and mindfulness and self-compassion to help you experience that emotional freedom, that emotional freedom that comes when you stop fighting yourself. And the beautiful thing, this doesn't just change how you see yourself. It changes how you see everyone else. When you no longer look at others through the lens of judgment, you actually start to see their humanity, and that creates connection. And that's the energy that can transform a conversation, a relationship, even a whole family dynamic. And because of the amazing response that I got, I decided to add Create a Judgment-Free Life to my own release app as well, where you also find many other transformative courses and guided meditations focused on nervous system healing and emotional regulation and achieving this expansive state. If you're already a subscriber, the course is included in your plan. If you're new to it, I've got good news, because now you can join Release with the first 3 months at 50% off. Just use the code FIRST3BLISS. Or if you prefer, you can just purchase lifetime access to this course without the subscription for $15 only. I'll leave the link below. So whether you join through my app or you just decide to take this course on Insight Timer, my wish for you is the same: to experience what happens when you release judgment, when you finally stop fighting yourself and others and start meeting life with curiosity instead. Because that's where real transformation begins, in that space between self-criticism and self-compassion. That's where freedom lives. Thank you for being here, and thank you for doing this kind of work and being part of a community that believes in growth through awareness rather than perfection. And if you found this helpful, please give it a like or subscribe if you want to. You don't have to. Maybe share it with someone who needs a little less judgment and a little more ease in their life.